You're at it again, I see.
Yes, I am. I need to know more.
Darren, can't you see that damn book is corrupting you?
No! It's finally showing me the way. Silence! Or I'll shut your mouth for you.
The way to what?
All the movie verses. I will be one with them.
I see. Darren, I'll be doing this for your own good. Darren, give me the Darren hold and the Eye of Agamotto.
No! You can't have it! Back off! I will be the Sorcerer Supreme of the Movieverse! It is my destiny!
The hell it will be! Now give me the Darren! What the? Where are we?
I do not know. What was that? What madness is this? By Odin's beard, who are you?
Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows the sorrow. I'm JJ all day, and I'm glad you've come to play. Welcome to my realm, bastards. And now I will slay.
Stay where you are, or I will smite thee where you stand, foul creature.
I'm so serious.
What do you want? Where are we?
I have watched you for years from a distance.
That's creepy.
Yes, very.
You two and your guests have amused me, along with your viewers. And when you claim the two tokens that have kept me captive here in my demented dimension of the movieverse, I couldn't resist. The Darren hold in the Eye of Agamotto will set me free! Then I will take over everything. And then you have my permission to die.
I suggest you check yourself before you wreck yourself.
And how? Release us at once!
You will all be set free from this world after you're done playing with me.
Well, it's your funeral.
No one has ever played with JJ all day and has gotten away.
There's a first time for everything. Feel the power of Dawn!
And Dr. Rob Strange. That sounded pretty good.
Yes, it did.
Now you're gonna learn how I got these scars.
Dr. Rob Strange, can't you end this and send us back?
Forgive me, Dor. I've only had the Darren hold and the Eye of Agamotto for a minute. You have mastered more than I have.
Ah. This is all very touching. But now you're all gonna die so that I can live.
So, you'll give them back to me then?
As if I had a choice now in the matter.
Very well, hold this. I will cast a transportation transference spell that will take us out of this wacko's dimension. Now, let me see. What worked the first time? Oh yes, I think this will be most appropriate for this type of villain. Riddle me this, riddle me that. Who's afraid of the big black bat?
Time to die!
Give this to me!
What the hell is he doing here? And what's with your hair, Darren?
I wanted to stay in character, and good question, Rob. I'm pondering the same thing. I thought he was totaled.
What the hell happened to me? Why is the room spinning? Who am I? Where am I? Who are you guys?
Well, let's see if we could try to explain it and break it down for you.
You're basically from a different dimension.
You tried to kill us.
Yeah. At which point, I brought us back. That explains why you're feeling like total shit now, dude. Rob puked his first time.
You just had to tell him that, didn't you?
I did.
Well, anyway, you said your name was JJ all day.
And you come to play.
And
then you tried to kill us!
I see. You two are being serious? JJ all day? It's got a ring to it. I think I like it. Sounds like a good rapper name. JJ all day.
Well, I guess he has no idea where he's from or what the hell he did.
Well, I guess we'll invite him then.
Hey, JJ all day.
Hey!
Are you sure you want to do this?
Oh, I think he's harmless. I think he's harmless enough. Not without the Joker getup, of course.
Joker? I love the Joker. He's my favorite character. Sometimes I like to even do Joker cosplay.
Oh,
You don't say.
okay. Well, let's go.
Well, this is fantastic. One minute we're in the theater and now we're in the quantum realm?
And what a coincidence, because the movie we just saw took place in the quantum realm.
You're always one for the obvious, Rob.
Yes, I am. Yes. And look, our viewers are with us too. Hey, you made it in here.
Greetings.
Hey. And welcome to R&B Reviews. I'm Rob, your regular host, and I'm joined by two very special guests, and this is...
JJ all day?
What are you dressed up as?
I am Spider-Man 2099.
Oh, very informative. And then, of course, we've got...
I'm Darren, aka Mr. Fantastic, or a creative wizard.
yeah. And, of course, it looks like I'm dressed like Doctor Strange, which I usually seem to have been wearing lately.
Yes.
Well, anyhow, we
It has
just...
become you.
Yes, it has. Well, we just got to see the new Ant-Man movie, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, which is the third movie in the series, and of the Ant-Man series, and basically we've got Paul Rudd back as Ant-Man, we've got Evangeline Lilly back as Hope, aka the Wasp,
Yes.
Michael Douglas is Hank Pym, Michelle Pfeiffer is, I believe her name was...
Janet Van
Dyne.
Dyne, the original Wasp in the comics.
Yes, and then we get Scott's daughter Cassie in on the action, played by Catherine Newton. And so they end up going into the quantum realm, and it ends up being a little bit different than some of them remember going into. They see more unusual creatures, and there's a brand new villain that's going to be playing a big role in some parts of this Phase 5 universe. Yes. Now,
Exciting.
yes. Now, I'll be honest with you, I was not too crazy about the previous two Ant-Man movies. They're not really my favorite Marvel films. I thought the first one was good. The second one I kind of thought was a little bit forgettable, but it was right before, Infinity War Endgame saga came in there.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, this movie was much better than I thought it was going to be.
Yes, yes, I'm in total agreement with you. This is the best Ant-Man of the series.
No, I really enjoyed this movie. I had high expectations like everybody else.
Yes.
I think it's a great start to Phase 5.
Yes.
Out of all the three, it definitely was the best one. I enjoyed Paul Rudd as an actor in general, and I feel like he doesn't have to change himself. He's a perfect Ant-Man, and he can be funny without trying.
Yes.
So, and a lot of that, especially in the quantum realm, he was funny.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And what I always really loved about Ant-Man as a character, and Paul Rudd, who plays him, is he's an unsung hero. He's just like this accidental hero. Like he'll, just things just happen accidentally and they work out to his favor.
like an Endgame.
Yeah, like an Endgame.
Yeah, now, unlike you, JJ, I wasn't walking in with really any expectations, whether high or low, because honestly, most of the Phase 4 projects kind of disappointed me a little bit, and like I said, the first two Ant-Man movies were all right, and and whatever, but I gotta say, I was, for the most part, I really enjoyed the movie because the characters, like you pointed out, like I love the opening narration and closing narration, because it's like it's like almost like a typical Paul Rudd movie, but yet it's bringing people that may not have had time to catch the other Ant-Man movies or rewatch them or whatever. It brings everyone up to pace with what's been going on.
Yes.
And the characters, I love the lead characters, interacting with each other, arguing and trying to be there for each other.
Yeah.
Very good. I mean, there are a lot of lead characters in this movie, and sometimes it's got to be hard to juggle everybody. And then sometimes I do feel like some of them, like Evangeline Lilly, sometimes got the short end of the stick. But it's nice to see some new dynamic. We got Scott trying to set his daughter straight, because I guess they're trying to groom her up for the next batch of Marvel movies.
Right. She actually will become Stature, which is part of the Young Avengers. And so a lot of exciting things coming to Disney Plus and to the MCU in Phase 5.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I thought the movie was visually stunning, although I gotta say, this had to me, a very... Now, the other two Ant-Man movies were kind of heist movies. This one definitely had a very, to me, a Guardians of the Galaxy, Star Wars type of vibe to it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I felt like it was definitting a Star Wars vibe.
Definitely a Star Wars.
When they walk into that bar and
yes.
everything. Like, if you didn't tell me, if you took them out and you didn't tell me what I was watching, I don't know a lot about Star Wars. I'd have been like, wow, this could be a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
And when Bill Murray came in, I thought he played his arrogant president or God or whatever he was considered down there perfectly.
Yes.
Smug. And I love how they built up, and then MODOK's character as well. I love MODOK.
Oh yeah.
I love that you couldn't take him seriously, and that's how he is.
Yes.
Because they didn't even have to include MODOK at all in this.
No, they didn't.
And I like how, like, Bill Murray's character is like, oh, the hunter is already looking for you.
Yes.
So they kind of like built it up, and everyone's saying him, and they're being very discreet about it, and you're like, what's going on? And you're like, what bothered me during the movie is like, Janet, just tell him what's going on already.
Right. Yeah.
Like, why is she gonna be so secretive about what's happening and her past? It's like, give him a clue.
I don't know. My issues with the movie was sometimes, I mean, some people might disagree with me. We had this nice conversation when we went to see this movie, but I like the characters on the planet, but it reminded me a lot of like Guardians of the Galaxy, where it's wacky, off-the-wall characters, and I felt like they were too similar. And sometimes I felt like the dialogue was forced. Like for example, there's a scene where Scott and Cassie find these group of rebels, and she's like, "We gotta help them," and Scott's like, "No, we don't know what's going on. We don't know who these people are." And I'm like, "Yeah, exactly. So why would you?" I get what they're trying to do with Cassie. It's character development, so we know why she's like that. But sometimes the dialogue felt forced. And one final thing with what I didn't like about the movie. Well, first of all, I like that it's 2 hours. It wasn't rushed. It was moved at a brisk pace. But I would have liked to have explored these world and these characters even more. I mean, we got a good taste, and I think you won't get lost. But I'm like, I want more. This is kind of interesting. I want a little bit more.
Right.
And I'm shocked that you were just so invested in this movie, because like Marvel and you sometimes don't mix. It's a star-studded cast, and Michelle Pfeiffer is amazing. She looks amazing after all these years.
I like
David Michael Douglas.
Yes, Michael Douglas is right up there, but probably just the biggest treat of this movie is Jonathan Majors
Kang the Conqueror. And I think that's why they really couldn't go into detail about the quantum realm so much, is because you're introducing such a huge character that is going to be the main huge villain in Phase 5. So, and I like how he just didn't walk up, and like they gave kind of a background of, why he was exiled, and how Janet met him, and what went on with them.
Yeah.
And that's why I was kind of worried that he was just going to walk up and just be like, I'm Kang, and I'm a ruler of the Conqueror.
I mean, and I don't know if this is a spoiler alert, because he shows up in Loki, but I mean, I think you got a taste of him in Loki, or at least in this version. The shouting over the top villain, he's very manipulative. He's even when he's angry, he still remains calm. You get by his voice and by his face. By the way, like this. There's this scene where he's threatening Ant-Man, and instead of being like, "You will do what I say," he's like, "You will do what I say." Like still being threatened without doing that.
And it's creating fear too.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was my main thing with Wanda Forever. Wanda Forever. Sorry, Wakanda.
Wakanda.
I just
Wakanda
mixed Wanda
Vision.
WandaVision.
Wakanda. Yeah.
I wish somebody would draw for me a mix of
Fantastic.
Scarlet Witch and the Black Panther. That would be a good mash.
Yes.
Give you guys some ideas.
Talk about Wakanda forever?
Yeah, no, I was talking about yes. That was my biggest problem with Namor. I understand he's the anti-hero, but I did not feel threatened by him at all. When he brought in the girl Black Panther, to come in and see his home and be nice, and he's just like, team up with me. And then he just didn't seem threatening, where when Kang makes his deals with them, you know something's going to go wrong. And even in the preview, Paul Rudd, Ant-Man goes, we had a deal! And you knew he was going to double cross him at some point.
But I am a big fan of the comics.
Okay.
And I had a really, oh my gosh, I was absolutely livid with the character Namor. Okay, and how they made him like Aztecian and all that. I have no problem with the actor or anything like that. But when you take 60 years of literature of this character, Marvel's almost like first mutant, actually, is
and
what
he says it. He kind of mentioned it.
Right. And you just like put a halt to all that. That's where I got a big problem. And they just kind of like took creative license on that, just like they did MODOK. I mean, MODOK's story makes a little bit more sense than Namor does. I like that they gave Namor a backstory in Wakanda Forever, because we really didn't have that in the comics before. But I kind of get like where they couldn't like name Talokan his world that he's from Atlantis because we have Aquaman Atlantis. But we're talking two different worlds, Marvel and DC. Yes, and without giving much away, I mean, the multiverse is a big factor in this, and the quantum realm is just a stem of that multiverse. And when we introduce the Fantastic Four, finally, they take a trip to the negative zone and everywhere. So, I mean, I cannot wait, and I hope that they do it right this time. But there's a lot of great things to come, I think, and this is the start of it. We got Kang's Dynasty coming, we got the Secret Wars, of course the X-Men and the Fantastic Four are going to have to be introduced first.
And then Deadpool.
And then Wolverine. And we got Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine.
Probably rocking in the yellow suit
from the
90s.
Yeah.
And we have X-Men 97 for all you.
Yes, the X-Men animated series revival.
Out of 5 stars, what would you give this movie?
I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars, which is good rating. It's not worth a 5-star rating. It's not a perfect movie, but I wasn't mad about it at all. I didn't want any more. It did what it was supposed to do. 4.5 stars.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it 4 stars. And don't forget, there's a mid-credit and end-credit scene. And I also want to say, I kind of miss. I mean, I don't know. There's no way they could have gotten fit into this movie, but I do miss Scott's friends. They're not really in this.
There's no way they could have put them in unless there's gonna be some little 2-minute scene in the beginning. Other than that, no.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with 4. What about you?
Okay, I'm gonna do 4.5 because this movie flowed really well together visually, and it was just very character driven.
It's a fun movie,
especially by Kang. And the critics had this wrong right from the get go on the tomato meter. I mean, it was what, like 50?
It was terrible.
It's
one of the worst Marvel movies.
Yeah.
And I didn't read the reviews because honestly I don't care what they think.
Yeah.
But my only question is why?
Yeah, but I think for me, I think I do like to read and watch what other people think, and sometimes once you hear it from them, I mean, whether you agree with them or not, I think it can be very fascinating, at least in some aspects. I mean, like I said, I didn't really read anything, but I mean, I think of the 3 Ant-Man movies, I think I like this one the best. Yes, it's not perfect.
Right.
But I mean, I think it is definitely better than most of the Phase 4 projects.
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I mean, no movie is perfect. I mean, it's always going to have
Unless it's the
Yeah.
Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Or Goodfellas.
Good
Anyway, I don't want Kang to find us, so I think we better leave.
Yes,
Yes.
I think we better.
Yeah, but before we do, what did you
fantastic.
what did you think of the movie? Please post your comments in the comment box below. Tell us what you thought of the video as well as the movie.
Yes.
You know, please check out some other movie reviews you can watch at home or in the theater. And guys, thank you very much.
Yep. Yeah. And now we just gotta figure out how to get out of here.
Okay.
Back to 2099 I go.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
Well, this is fantastic. 1 minute we were in the theater, and now we're in the quantum realm?
Wow.
Yeah.
What a coincidence, because the movie we just came out of took place in the quantum realm.
Well, you're so obvious, Rob.
Yes, I am.
Okay. You just do whatever.
Okay, well, mine's bigger.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I last longer.
Well, I have you both beat. Mine stretches, and I can enlarge it too.